Shuma was sent to the real world meeting with Houtaro, Ace, and this world's writer, Kamen Rider G, who is battling against Shade, now called Supreme Shade, to rescue his wife, Eri, and their son from getting killed by the organization. Kota and Takeru also appeared as first members of the G-Riders to help Goro fight against the terrorists. With 6 G-Riders altogether, they plan to get to Shade's base in TV Asahi and rescue Goro's family. Kamen Rider Gavv Gotchard Geats meets Kamen Rider G. The day has come. Dispatch, G-Riders. The next day, November 2nd, the 6 G-Riders are in 3 groups of 2 to break into Supreme Shade's new hideout from different sides. Shuma and Goro in Team A, Houtaro and Takeru in Team B, and Ace and Kota in Team C. While heading to TV Asahi, Goro was shockingly amazed since yesterday that Shuma is a half-granute, as the latter explains to Goro about what happened to his mother, and swears to him that he will never meet the same fate as Shuma's, as he was given thanks by Goro. Just then, the 3 teams get confronted by Shade's soldiers, as the 6 G-Riders transform and attack them. In Team C, Geats transforms into his Monster Boost and Laser Boost forms, while Game transforms into his Pine Arms and Kukidaki Arms forms to attack the soldiers with more power. In Team B, Gotchard and Ghost use the powers of the Chemis and the 15 heroic Damashis for help to take down the soldiers, such as Gotchard and his Aparisgebo and Golden Kanikar forms, while Ghost and his Masashi Damashi and Goemon Damashi forms. In Team A, Gavv uses the Gotchitsos that were sent to the real world to replenish his armor, while in his Popping Gummy, including Punch and Gummy Assist, Fuwamalo, and Garukan forms, which results in less Gotchitsos in his possession. Back at Supreme Shade's base, the possessor of Kamen Rider Solomon informs Seizun Tokugawa that the G-Riders have made their move, as Seizun tells his guards to summon more soldiers that they captured from Japan, making this a way that the Kamen Riders are the monsters that killed the innocents. With that, more soldiers appeared to stop the G-Riders from getting into the hideout, as Gavv says he can't fight them all now that he has 10 Gotchitsos in his possession. Kamen Rider G decides to stay behind and let Gavv to save his wife and son, but the latter refuses, explaining that his family will be heartbroken if they see G get killed by a lot of soldiers, but his family will get killed tomorrow if G doesn't show up to surrender. Just then, multiple brown-shaped blocks appeared out of nowhere, as Gavv thinks they are chocolate and wants to eat it. Imihojo appears after activating the Mighty Action X Rider Gossat before transforming into Kamen Rider X-Aid, Level 2, and attacks the soldiers, saying that he won't forgive Supreme Shade for turning everyone into their guinea pigs and dying. After telling Gavv that those blocks are not chocolate, X-Aid tells the 2 riders to let him take care of this as a rookie to the G-Riders. G thanks X-Aid, but states his name doesn't start with a G. True, but the latter explains that his transformation belt, the Gamer Driver, starts with a G, which Kamen Rider G would agree to, and accepts him to join the G-Riders. Before G and Gavv leave to the hideout by riding on Hurricane and Volcan Buggy respectively, X8 explains to them that he didn't come alone, and there are 2 other riders that have their forms and code numbers that start with a G as well. Meanwhile in Team B, Kamen Riders Gotchard and Ghost try to hold off more soldiers with their respective friends' help, until Eiji Hino appears as he runs towards the soldiers and transforms into Kamen Rider Os, Gotaka Ariba combo, duplicating himself to multiple Gotaka Aribas to attack the soldiers, and tells them to let him take care of this, explaining that he doesn't want the real world to end up starting another war. After understanding that O's Gotaka Ariba combo starts with a G, Ghost tells Gotchard to go on his own as the former will take care of this with us. Without hesitation, Gotchard thanks Ghost as the former heads to the hideout by riding on Goldash. In Team C, Geats and Game are trying to make their way to the hideout while dealing with the soldiers, just as Takumi Inui, riding on SP555 volts Autovision, attacks them. Takumi explains that Shade is going to pay for keeping secrets, such as people abductions and brainwashing from the public for 15 years, before he transforms into Kamen Rider Phase to attack the soldiers, while Geats and Game head to the lair. However, Game decides to join FaZe and lets Geats to go instead, as the latter, after telling Game that FaZe's code number, 555, in Goro always, go go go, starts with a G, knows about it and thanks the two before he rides on the Boo Striker to get to the base. The 4G riders made it to TV Asahi as they're about to go inside, but were stopped by Kamen Rider Solomon, who states that he isn't alone to stop them. This marks the appearance of Kamen Riders Hercus, Abad, Daimon, and Eternal, as they're tasked by Aizen to stop the G-Riders from getting to the command room as distraction so that their leader would kill Goro's wife and son early. Gavv says they won't let that happen and that they'll save them for Goro to reunite with them, as he and G attack Solomon, while Gotchard, who wonders if Shade received those riders' transformation items from Hundred's technology, fights Abaddon and Eternal, while Geats against Hercus and Daimon, which Geats corrects that Hercus isn't a Dark Rider from the Kabuto Riders, Caucasus and Gitros. The G-Riders manage to take down the Shade Riders, detransforming them, as Goro, who detransforms, was horrified to find out who it was by saying those 5 men's names: Masahiro, Solomon, Takuya, Daimon, Tsuyoshi, Hercus, Shingo, Eternal, and Katsuki. Abad, as it turns out, much to the detransformed Reiwaji Rider's astonishment, those 5 men were actually Goro's friends. Back in Gavv's world, Hantoke Uralkaida is walking around the city looking for any Grand Newt attacks, before he sees Sukikamon, as she tells him that Shoma went missing. Secretly thinking if Shoma got turned into a human pressed by a Grand Newt, Hando and Sukika look for Shoma. Next time, a shocking reunion. The 5 darknesses and colors. Look forward to it.